Hello, I'm Bill Farmer, 5th District Council member. Welcome you to another very special edition of LexPlore. Today we're on the street in downtown Lexington with most of the council and some assembled friends. We've been invited to go down into the pit and meet with Dudley Webb and the developers of the center of downtown. Nobody's been down there much. Our camera will be. Stay with us.
You can see the top 3 levels with the balconies. Those will be residential. They're high end, and we just feel like that we need a real mix of all uses down here, and that's why mixed use makes so much sense. Office building is important. We're in the Class A office business, so is Langley, so are others. Right now, there is no Class A space available, basically. We're 97% leased in the Financial Center, 91% in Vine Center, and about 87% in Langley's building. So we've got to have some space if we're going to get these national tenants to come. So that's been the focus of that. Again, that will get started first, and then they're going to build it really in thirds. That end of the block first, phase 2 will be here, phase 3 will be here. The tower cranes are here to service all areas of the block, and the sooner we can get them down, the sooner we can use the parking garage. So that's going to be to our advantage to do that. The interesting thing about the tower cranes, people kept saying, why did you leave them? Why did you leave them? It costs us $35,000 a month to keep them, but you can't find one in the country today. There's so much demand for them, so many high-end construction projects in Nashville, Atlanta. People call during this whole period say, well, how much will you take to get them out if we can just get them? So there was that much demand for them. So we kept them. It's a good thing because it's the only way we can reach all areas of the block without blocking one of the streets. So that's important to us too. So again, we plan is for a residence inn on this corner of the block here. This is the Marriott that's on this corner of the block down here. And that's still 203 rooms of regular Marriott, high end. And then the residence inn is 123 suites. That's on this corner. That's a 7-story building.
Ballroom space, meeting space, all that?
Ballroom space. We have almost a 6,000 square foot ballroom in the middle of the block.
Okay.
And that's like about the same size as the one at the Hyatt and the one here, the normal ballroom.
All right.
And then that's the rendering of the residence inn. We're still trying to convince our hotel operator to do a sky bar on top of the residence inn overlooking the old courthouse. We just think that
would be beautiful.
Really neat. Our landscape architects right now are working on the design of the infrastructure of the block, the work area around the corners, and we're working with Scape, which is the architect that you all have chosen, I think, to do the master planning for the linear park. And that's in progress right now. We had a meeting yesterday with them. MKSK is doing the design of this. This is the footprint of the block, basically. This is the Vine Street elevation that's proposed. You can see the Marriott, Jeff Ruby's on the far corner, the streetscape, and then whatever Scape comes back with and proposes in terms of the water activity on this part of the block.
All right.
So that's in the plan. At the moment, the plan is that you will enter off of Vine Street, come into the garage, you'll come down a down ramp, and then it will turn into the first level, and it'll 3 levels to the parking deck. And then it goes up to the mid-court area of the block, and that's where you can turn left and go through to Main Street. And I'll show you that rendering.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How many spots do we have total?
700 cars in the garage.
700.
700. Started out, we were going to only do 2 levels. It didn't cost that much to go deeper, but there's $40 million in the parking garage. And the only way you could ever justify doing a parking garage and paying $40 million for it is the TIF. And you all were kind enough to do that, and we got that approved, and that's the means by which you could pay that. Otherwise, it never worked. You spend $40 million to build the garage, it's worth about $10 million economically when you finish it. So there's a $30 million gap that you got to fill, and we're looking for the TIF to do that. But again, this is a rendering of that comes in
entrance
through the courtyard.
Yes, sir.
That'll be the drop-off areas, Orchid Share, valet pickup, Bellman service will be there in that area. More of a European type feel. But this is the area between the office building and the 2 hotels, an open space. and basically then that could go on through to Main Street.
With the pull in to pull out. Yeah, that'd be nice.
out.
It is very European. You're right.
The challenge here was that, now picture this is sitting in the middle of the block on top of the parking garage, but that's got to be heavy duty enough to carry a fire truck. We have to be able to turn a fire truck in there with a hook and ladders, and that was a challenge in itself. So we're adding an elevator pit over here that'll basically make public parking available if needed for the courthouse or 21C or whatever it is. We have 4 elevators up here in the office building that go up to ground level and then on up. And we have another elevator over here by Jeff Ruby's that's public elevator. So those will take you up to the Vine Street level. But anyway, we're making great progress. Investment on our part, it's a little bit different than what we came to you with when we proposed that you all would approve the TIF. We go sell bonds and build the garage. The problem that we have is timing, as we had back in 2014, as you know, and we lost our 2 tenants, but we have a lot of interest now in the office building again. So our plan is to go ahead and build the garage and hopefully get reimbursed by the TIF. So a little bit different animal. But you all are a critical part of that. The city's a critical part of that. These deals don't happen. This is a $180 million deal, and not many cities that undertake it. The lenders they will do the component parts, but they won't do anything in the aggregate. In the old days, 15, 20 years ago, we'd have gone to one lender and they'd have done it all. But now they all specialize. Some will do office, some will do hotels, and so we've had to break it up in its parts. But you got to deliver it all at the same time, because you can't open the garage as long as the tower cranes are here. So we've got to get everything done and get it on out of here. So the timeline right now is April next year to go ahead and get that slab ready for the office building. April the following year, 2018, we'll open the office building. The hotel tower should be finished, but they won't open until the fall. So our timeline right now with the TIF is we got to be finished by the end of 2018. So that's why it's been great that we've had the cooperation of Derek and his team. Everybody's been really good about this, and we've got something really good that's going to happen here.
Welcome back. I've been joined by a great friend of Lexington and one of my personal best friends, Ralph Coldiron. Ralph.
Bill, glad you could come and visit with us today.
We've done a lot of things. We've never done this before, buddy. So,
welcome to CentrePointe.
Thank you for that. But in your past, didn't you play a role in building the Big Blue building?
Yeah, I was the project manager on the Big Blue building. I was project manager on
Vine Center?
Vine Center. I was the project manager on Festival Market, Victorian Square. So I've got a lot of experience in downtown Lexington.
Is that your title for this job now?
Project coordinator.
All right.
Project coordinator for CentrePointe.
How does it feel putting those shoes back on?
Well, you can tell these boots are old and worn.
Well, not that we aren't, buddy. All right, anything interesting down here that we don't get to see on a daily basis?
Well, you can't see what's happening up on the street level, but basically what we're doing is we're building the garage in 3 different sequences. Sequence one is basically over here right next to Limestone.
Yeah.
Sequence 2 is going to be right here on Main Street, and then we turn and go sequence 3 and we come back on Vine Street. So we go 1, 2, 3. And that's the way the garage is going to be built. One thing that Dudley didn't say is once we get this first floor poured, which we're planning to do by December 12th,
wow,
you're going to see 170 concrete trucks coming into the site on a weekly basis.
That's a lot of movement, man.
That's a lot, yeah. Once we get past this first floor.
So these are the piers. And once you've done the piers, then you put the floor in?
We're going to pour the floor.
I got you.
As soon as we get we're doing sequence 1 right now. Yeah. We'll pour that floor. We're doing the foundations. And
is that what they're digging out here?
They're digging out here the foundations for sequence 2. And then we'll turn right back around and we'll turn.
Same thing over here.
Same thing over here.
So you see floor, and then
you'll
move over here?
You'll see floor, then we'll move over here, see floor, and then
back over here.
The last one. And the hard part is going to be is we have to move this ramp. This ramp has to be moved over here to this corner.
Sometime during the third phase?
Yeah, as soon as the second sequence is over, we got to move that ramp and go to the third sequence, which means we'll be digging footers right here where that ramp is.
As your last spot.
Yeah, as the last spot.
Let's walk over here. So you've got some deep pits over here, man.
Well, I'll take you over here. The office building is serviced by 4 elevators, and we're right now digging the elevator pits.
All right.
And getting ready to pour the shear walls. So we can walk over and show you that. And it's very complicated when you put elevators into an office building, and you're in solid rock.
Because this is just 8 or 10 more feet down below where we already are?
Yeah, we are. We're 8 feet below where we are right now, and we're on solid rock.
Wow. All right, good. I'm close enough. Now what? So what's that? That's just a jackhammer?
No, this is the drill, and what he's putting in, and you see these steel rods, they're called rock anchors.
All right.
And basically this is where we pour the elevator pit and the shear walls for the elevators to go up. So this will be a big encased concrete, and everything, all the load sits on the rock anchors.
So he's drilling these across.
He's drilling these across.
Man.
Yeah.
Those are 3 inches across, aren't they?
Yep. And then our other elevator pit's over here, and then we've got another elevator pit over here.
So that's the focus of what's going on here right
That's
now.
the focus.
Besides pouring these piers.
This is the elevator pit for the office building.
It's amazing. And there's a lot of activity. There's a lot of guys working here.
Oh yeah. Well, in the next 3 weeks, we'll probably have a total of maybe 100 people on the site in 3 weeks. As soon as we get this first floor poured, things will go really quick. We got to have this garage finished by next March.
That's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work.
Through the cold winter, no hesitation, just go right on?
We'll add it. If in cold weather, we'll just add an additive to the concrete to keep it warm during the pours.
All right. Well, it's really great to hear it and to see the crane move.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, both cranes are working right now, so.
I love it. We'll save that trip for another time.
Yeah. In fact, if you guys want to go up on the crane, we'll take you up on a crane.
That's what we're going to do. Hang around.
Anytime, Billy.
We'll be right back. I've been joined by Dudley Webb, he and his family and associates brought us down here today. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
You brought
It's
everybody
our
down.
pleasure.
Well,
Our pleasure.
I mean, people have driven around this spot. Now they're glad to be in this spot.
Oh, I know. We're going to fill it up pretty quick now. So.
Well, there's a lot of activity, and you said there's going to be like 100 people working here soon, and
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot going on.
Yeah, be a total of 1,200 new jobs from the block when it's finished. So.
Well, I think that's the neat thing. When we pulled up, every one of the subcontractors had an 859 area code on them. So
Yeah.
this is very local.
It's very local. DW Wilburn, a local company.
Yes, sir.
Been wonderful. Got a lot done the last 3 weeks, and looking forward to it.
Well, I know a lot of people watching are happy there's activity here. You've been kind to bring us down today and show us around.
We're glad. We kind of apologize for the delays, but the end result's going to tell the story.
We're moving now, and you all will be able to build all winter long.
Yeah, we're at it. Be up next 18 months, then we'll be ready.
I think it's neat for people to drive by and hear and to see this crane, see the shadow of the crane moving.
Yeah,
sir.
those tower cranes are great.
It's very good.
Yeah, they're good.
We look forward to catching up and for the success of this from bottom to top.
And I appreciate all you all do.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
We'll be right back. Thank you for being with us on this special edition of LexPlore. We've been to the bottom of Lexington. Let's watch it grow.